3 on the clock, down to 1. Simmons puts it up at the horn. No good. And Mobley may have even deflected that shot to take us into halftime. But, boy.
The Coach Q, this was Coach Q's scout, so he scouted all their plays, you know.
Value this opportunity and enjoy what they've built up at this stage.
Yeah, Livingstone keep getting quick buckets like they did the last possession. They can find them a way back into this game.
Simmons started his NCAA career at Kilgore College before he went to Sam Houston. He's originally from the Houston area. A Leaf Hastings High School graduate out of the Lone Star State. And a 1-for-2 trip for the big man. A 19-point game. Broncos with the casual pass. It's picked off by Ijeoma. Now Simmons scrapping for it on the other end. So rarely do you see Tyrell Fletcher make a mistake pass like that.
Yeah, it was just a loft pass that one of the players saw coming, and they were able to get into the passing lane and steal it.
Catch and shoot 3. Kennedy, who hit the buzzer-beating winner the other night at Claflin, still looking for his first 3 tonight. Swooped up in midcourt, lob to Floyd, down it goes.
Yeah, Broncos got lucky on that possession. They have to be a little bit less lackadaisical with passing right now just because they're up so many points. They need to stay focused.
Second alley-oop connection tonight to Javon Floyd, and the Capel Arena crowd is loving it.
Right now, stagnant right now, Livingstone. Very stagnant.
Yeah, just looking for something on the perimeter. There's James Nipper knocking down his 17-footer.
Yeah, he's not scared to shoot the basketball. He's been shooting a lot of jump shots for Livingstone, trying to get something to happen on the offensive side.
Yeah, nice player. Sophomore guard originally from Augusta, Georgia, averaging about 11 points per game this season after averaging just 6 per night last year. So big-time improvement for James Nipper in his sophomore season. There's Fletcher, thought he had it, misses the 3. He bagged a couple of them in the first half. And Caleb Simmons reaches in on Nipper.
Bronco foul number 1, Caleb Simmons, as his second, team's third.
There's Jamal Kennedy. Kennedy's been awfully quiet tonight, 0 for 5. He's the leading scorer on this Livingstone team. It's 17.5 per night.
Yeah, he's been able to get nothing really against this Broncos defense. He had to rely a lot on his teammates to really get the scoring to happen for Livingstone so far.
Kennedy, a junior, at 17.5 per game. 0 for 6 tonight when you count that most recent layup attempt, and the Broncos have absolutely shut down the main source of offense. There's Ijeoma, and the big men are really having to do the bulk of the hefty lifting. Ijeoma, Taco, and James Nipper as well. Those 3 accounting for most of what Livingstone has so far.
One thing I've seen that Livingstone has changed on the defensive side, they're starting to play a little bit more up half court on the Broncos when the Broncos are coming up on their offensive possession.
Simmons looking for an option in the paint. He'll keep it himself. Strong move, can't finish. And the whistle sounds as the ball came off the rim. And Javon Floyd will be called for the foul, his second. And we have reached our first media timeout of the second half.
On the campus of Fayetteville State University.
Well, here at the under 15 time.
City and everything, so yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah, and usually there's some CIAA royalty that'll show up for a game or two. I mean, it's not uncommon to see a guy like Charles Oakley show up.
Yeah, Tamar Braxton came as well. Yeah. She came to sing halftime.
Yeah, how cool is that? And last year, the president of the NCAA was in the building as well, and always some celebrities showing up at one point during the week. Livingstone possession out of the under 15 timeout.
Good steal.
Fletcher puts it behind the back, and a whistle sounds away from the ball. Jamal Kennedy Jr. picks up his second.
That was great anticipation by Fletcher to get that steal. And, of course, as how the Broncos play, they go straight for going fast, you know, going down and trying to get something off the fast break.
Donovan Leake is back on the floor. Leake, a Baltimore native, so he'll get the chance to play back in his hometown come tournament time in late February. Shiloh High School grad Donovan Leake, who scored a career 11 points last season. Empty shot for Kennedy, and more mishandling in midcourt. Kennedy Jr. tied up with Isaiah Ray, and a jump ball rather out of bounds. Last touch by Ray as he was sprawled across the sideline.
Yeah, that was a good hustle play by Ray. Seeing that the Broncos pretty much lost possession of the ball and trying to go after it.
What type of fight does James Stinson's Livingstone program have in the final 15 minutes tonight? They turn it over again. Caleb Simmons knocks away the pass and heads all the way to the rim.
That's one thing I meant to say about Caleb Simmons. You know, he's pretty much, you know, this is his senior year, so he understands the way the fast pace of the game goes. So he's reading the game a lot more clearer now, and he's able to get a lot of transition steals.
Isaiah Ray whistled for a foul. He thought he had a steal. And what would have been the 12th Bronco forced turnover of the night. Instead, it's a second personal. That Simmons steal a moment ago gives him four on the game. Big night for Caleb.
He's able to read it because he understands the pace of it. If you look at the replay here, I don't know if that was a foul on Ray. I think he got ball and he was able just to grab that out of the point guard's hand. But the referee gave it, so.
So Jamal Kennedy, leading scorer for these Blue Bears at over 17.5 per game without a point in this one until his free throw make a moment ago. Goes for two for two at the stripe, but they need more of Jamal Kennedy, the first-year Livingstone ball player coming over from Trevecca Nazarene University out in Nashville, Tennessee.
Right now, the Broncos have not really came on a run in a little bit. They need to start getting some type of momentum back and kill off this game.
Floyd, quick shot off the pass from Ray. Unable to put it down, and Livingstone needs to get buckets off of these stops. There's a misfire from deep, and Caleb Simmons corrals his 5th rebound of the day.
Yeah, not a great shot to take right there off that position. You only got a couple seconds into the shot clock, and you pretty much wasted the possession. Now the Broncos are coming back down again.
Fletcher dishes to Isaiah Ray. Ray bumped. It's over to Simmons. Caleb drives, starts to stumble, and a block coming against Paul Taco here. Simmons with a little help from his teammates. Second on Taco, and Jeremiah Mobley checks in, takes Nipper off the floor. Paul Taco is actually the one who will sub off. Nipper stays out there. And that was not in the act of shooting, even though Caleb tried to fling it up last second. Baseline inbound up top goes to Floyd. Pull up for Zeke. Left a little bit short, and Floyd touched it out of bounds. This Bronco team looks pretty fast and well rested, even though they got into a massive battle on the road on Saturday. They don't look like a team that has only gotten 2 days of rest since their last game. They had some extended time off last week with the snow postponement Thursday. So now you kind of get into the February slate here, very tail end of January, and you got to imagine these Broncos are feeling fresh. They're healthy, which is a big thing. That hasn't always been the case in years past.
Exactly, and I really think that's because of the atmosphere. I think the atmosphere and seeing the fans back them is really helping their momentum.
Terrell Fletcher left unguarded. Does not miss from that 12, 13-foot spot. And Tyrell into double figures tonight. He has 12. 3 rebounds, an assist, and a steal to go along with it for the star point guard. Kennedy Jr. struggling all night. Puts it down over Floyd, and there's the first field goal of the night for Jamal Kennedy Jr. He started his day 0 for 7 before he finally looks at one fall.
They're going to need more for him if they really want to get on the run right now. That's his first field goal of the game. They're going to need him a little bit more, come off the screens a little bit more quicker pace for the Livingstone.
Zeke Kennedy with a sprint to the glass. He misses. Caleb Simmons in a sea of black jerseys.
Timeout taken by
and good time to call a timeout. Broncos burn one to save the possession.
30 seconds.
With 11:08, we have a 30-second timeout.
Timeout turns into a media timeout.
So to follow all Broncos scores, make sure for all up-to-date information about Fayetteville State Athletics, visit the official FSU Athletics website at www.fsubroncos.com. Also keep up with FSU Athletics on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at FSU Broncos. There's the Instagram hashtag as well at FSU_Broncos. Entering today, CIAA standings have the Broncos in first place in the Conference South Division. Livingstone, meanwhile, they are 5th, trying to get back to 500 tonight, Wesley. So, this is a massive game on their schedule, one that they certainly had circled. It's not a season ender if Livingstone ultimately falls tonight, but with the way their season's trending, 2-7 in conference play right now, unless they're unable to really turn it around in February, they could be one of those teams that's right on the outside of the bracket, playing in that opening day to try and be one of those underdogs that goes on a run. It's not impossible to win a championship that way, but it's difficult.
Yeah, it's very difficult. Right now, to me, I think they're more in a rebuilding year. Just trying to figure out who are they. You see the coaches playing very deep in his bench, trying to see out different players, see their play style, see what works, what doesn't work. I think right now is a rebuilding year for them. They're doing decent for that to be a rebuild, but I think if they can edge out, win a couple games late, they probably have to play some close games and try to probably battle it out that way. They can probably get in somehow.
Yeah, they have the young pieces to be built for future success. Nipper, just a sophomore. Ijeoma, a junior. Out of the 30-second timeout, Broncos burn one to hold the possession. Miles Pierre, catch and shoot, drops it down for 3.
I was waiting for a Miles Pierre 3, and I got one. 44% shooting this year from 3.
Yeah, he is lights out. One of the most efficient scorers on the Broncos this year, over 50% on the season. He's over 86% at the free throw line as well. And he's hit multiple three-pointers in back-to-back games. See if he can get one more here tonight. Shuffling to the feet as Jeremiah Mobley lost his balance. And it's Bronco basketball up by 20. The rest of the Southern Division has Claflin immediately behind Fayetteville State. That's why that win just was so important on Wednesday, to grab a game on the team immediately behind you in the standings. Then you have Shaw, the Bears, at 10-8 overall. Livingstone in 4th. Johnson C. Smith, Winston round out the group of 6 in the South Division. Lincoln, the reigning champs in the conference, they're 14-5. They lead the North.
Yeah, it's going to be important for Fayetteville to make sure they just end out the season well, strong, and get ready for CIAA play.
And circle your calendars for February 13th. That's when the Broncos play Winston-Salem State, as Miles Pierre has his second. There it is, Wesley.
Yeah, I told you, he's going to hit a couple. He's going to take some when he gets his opportunity. He really plays within the offense and what the defense gives him, and he takes his shot very efficiently.
So 3 straight games for Miles Pierre with multiple three-pointers. And his percentage of 44.4 coming in climbs towards 50. Off balance, flailing shot by Kennedy Jr. No whistle. Broncos clear it out of there.
Yeah, very good defense again from the Broncos. Not fouling, playing very good stationary defense. And Livingstone, they're not really able to do anything offensively. They've been very stagnant.
Fletcher lets it fly. Little too strong, and Laddie is going to be called for the over the back, or rather the shove. Push from behind, and we have reached the under 10 media timeout. We'll go ahead and step aside with them. Stick around with us for the final minutes of this one. 9:03 to go, and it's all Fayetteville State at home tonight. 23-point lead in the gym.
And it's called Finish the Lyrics. So all you gotta do is listen to the song, and when the DJ cuts the song off, you gotta finish that verse. You got it? All right, let's go.
.903 to go in Capel Arena. It's been all Broncos tonight, Wesley. They opened this game up with an 8-0 run. Livingstone needed a timeout, but they have never been able to get back into it. Game-high lead of 23 points, 53-30, as FSU has Fletcher and Kennedy, the starting guards, along with Simmons. They're all conference players. Miles Pierre has hit a couple of three-pointers in the last minute. And there's the friendly bounce for Livingstone. They're going to need to keep firing up those threes early in the shot clock and get a couple of defensive stops.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what they're going to need to do. They're going to need to play a little bit quicker with their offensive set. Right now it's a little bit too stagnant, too slow. And to get something out of the Broncos defense, you need to play a little bit quicker.
Caleb Simmons unable to hit the short shot. Last touch by Black, and it's Bronco basketball with a fresh shot clock. Fayetteville State grabbed a couple of 10-point wins against Johnson C. Smith and Shaw of recent. They beat Winston-Salem State on the road by 15 back on January 20th.
Broncos ball.
And, of course, just barely edging out Claflin on Saturday by 1 point. But out of the last recent stretch, 4 of the last 5, in fact, Wesley, for the Broncos have been double-digit wins. And that's not easy in the thick of your CIAA schedule. I mean, these are tightly contested games on a nightly basis.
Exactly. That's CIAA for you. That's almost the name of the conference, is the parity that is across that conference.
Yep.
And it's going to be hard, especially with Lincoln. You see, they didn't want them their last 10 games. That's going to probably be the team to beat for the Broncos.
The find from Simmons, and Laddie with the flush. Well, Anthony Laddie gets his chance to live above the rim. A couple of alley-oops tonight. A little bit of a dunk show. Livingstone out on the perimeter. There's the runner, and it would not roll.
Yeah, that was a good move, though, to get a little teardropper, but just didn't fall.
That shot taken by Donovan Leak.
Right now, Livingstone trying to put on more of the aggression, especially on defense and leading to offense on the Broncos.
Zeke Kennedy, a little bit of contact on his way down, misses the three. Caleb Simmons
Falls out of bounds. Blueberries ball.
stepped out of bounds. He was pinned right up against the courtside seats, and a sub coming on for Livingstone. Jamie Lewis has returned to the floor, and he takes Jeremiah Mobley off. Tajay Jenkins has entered on, number 25 in the black uniform. Pass stolen away. That was Laddie who initially tipped it over to Simmons. Sharp pass gets through the fingers of Pierre.
Yeah, just a tad too strong, but that's very good recognition, getting the steal again, going on fast break out of the transition.
Gotta wonder at what stage tonight Luke DeLessio might get a look at some of his other guys as well, a little bit deeper in the bench. You know, Tyler Gill, see if he can get a chance to get out there. Tobias Shiflett still looking for some minutes tonight. Haven't seen a ton of Mr. Goodlow outside of a few minutes in the first half.
Yeah, sometimes you need that in the middle of the season, some of these kind of games where you're up a lot of points and you're able to play some of the tail end of your bench and just see what kind of level they're at and where they're at during the season.
Missed three-point try, tipped back out there. Donovan Leak with the drive. He lost it. And, we got a foul here, actually. A foul going on Caleb.
Yeah, and that's all because Laddie didn't go straight up. He kind of had his arms go down, his legs went up as well. The referees, 50-50, are going to sometimes call a foul most likely on that, but you see they're discussing it.
Number 13, Anthony Lyon, has a second, team 7.
Ijeoma at the line.
On the line shooting 1-1, 34, Ijeoma.
Pair of double-doubles this season for Livingstone, and including one in his debut. Ijeoma really broke on the scene with the Blue Bears. West Virginia State, their first official regular season game, 13 points, 13 rebounds. And he's a well-built athlete, weighs in at 200 pounds, right on the dot, 6'7". 8.5 points, over 7 rebounds per night as well.
Yeah, he's definitely a rebounding type of big for this team, and can has some athleticism getting to the paint.
Overall, they've done a good job of sealing off the glass for him, though. Just a couple of rebounds for Ijeoma tonight, and it's a +8 night on the glass altogether, favoring FSU. That missed three into the hands of Laddie, feeds Kennedy off the spin, rattles out. Laddie gets it again and sticks it through.
Yes, that was very good positioning by Laddie, getting those rebounds, the hustle points, and getting it back in there, finishing with contact. Look at the replay right here. Kennedy taking the turnaround shot, he getting the rebound and putting it right back in with contact.
So Laddie with a chance at a three-point play. And here's Laddie, the Brooklyn, New York native, Miles College transfer and first-year Bronco. Cashes in 3 points.
6'6", 217.
Yeah, had a season high in rebounds against Virginia State. He had 9. He's probably the tallest guy the Broncos have on their roster. 4 points, 5 rebounds tonight for Laddie. Keeps his hands up high.
Yep, better defense by Laddie, keeping his hands straight up. He's already taller.
Three-pointer is going to come up empty there, and Miles Pierre, instead of jumping into the scorer's table, decided to scale it back a little bit.
Yeah, I think he thought that was going to be our possession. I think he thought Livingstone touched that last. But yeah, I like that from Laddie. I think he learned from the first foul, and when he put his hands down a little bit, he kept it straight up that time, and he got the block to stop that scoring opportunity.
Leak with a nice reversal, and he was bumped by Laddie.
Yeah, they caught it
on the way down. That was away from the bucket. And Laddie will be assessed the personal.
Yeah, I thought Laddie played actually good defense right there, especially going against more of a guard who was a little bit quicker than him. He followed without fouling, but he got the layup under him and did a little bump, and the referee called it.
So Leak goes to the line where he's 7 of 11 this season. And misses the first. Coach James Stinson going to his bench and checking in Justin Baxter for the first time, a 6'6" junior originally from Bamberg, South Carolina. There's just a deep roster
Yes, it
of
is.
Livingstone Blue Bears. This is definitely the largest roster in the CIAA. Usually you have, upwards of 10 guys who will see minutes on any given night. And I got to count all these up that have actually checked in tonight for Livingstone. He's had 16 guys check in tonight.
Yeah. Again, that's what I said.
A busy night.
I do believe Livingstone is more on a rebuilding phase, trying to see what works, what personnel is working with different lineups, trying to see what they have on this roster currently.
Meanwhile, Luke D'Alessio starting to answer the question that we posed earlier. When would he get his starters off of the floor? It's Caleb Simmons. So that's still got to get a few more points, Coach, before you take me out of here. 16 tonight for Caleb as he knocks down another 3. But Luke has 5 guys at the table right now, getting ready to check in during the next stoppage. There's a second chance bucket for Livingstone.
I was just about to say, Simmons scores so effortlessly. You wouldn't even think he had over 16 points right now like he does now if he wasn't really paying attention to the game. But he plays with a very good edge.
Miles Pierre wants a little more. He lets it fly. Simmons cleans it up and has another bucket.
Taken by the Broncos.
A timeout for Fayetteville State so Luke D'Alessio can make his subs. Caleb Simmons with a stat-stuffy night. 18 points, 8 rebounds, couple of assists, and 5 steals. So doing it all. And Caleb